And welcome back, folks, here to the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. Is, of course, the D-Stream. Luminosity have not had the easy ride through. They did actually end up going to map 3 versus Inco Gaming in round 1, thanks to a 7-1 victory on Slums Search and Destroy. So that's something to pin the back of our minds here as we move forward in towards what is going to be a Hacienda hardpoint. LG taking on Tribe, and right now as we move towards P2, the coveted Lamborghini Hill, as you used to call it. Well, it would have gone the way of Luminosity, but unfortunately a 1v4 was probably off the card there for what I believe, I think it was Washi that was in that situation.
Yeah, I was going to say, Washi movement was great, stalled out the hit, and that allowed the rest of the reinforcements to get there, so Luminosity actually has a chance to be able to refrag on this. Washi there once again, another 1v2. Fortunately, this time, once again, can't make it work. It's going to be the War Machine that gets popped, though, from Raballo. On the opposite end, they're going to be able to break into this Lambo Hill. 40 seconds left, tons of time to work with a Hunter Killer out on the cards as well. Envy now going to be starting to make his way up the map. Luminosity here for the refrag, and the break is on.
Yeah, here we go. Around the back line come Envy and Tectonic. Envy only going to find one, though. Trades are good for the rest fug. And any more players from the back driveway make their way up? No is the answer. That Lamborghini Heady from S-Fug is just way too potent, and that should be the back 15 seconds for Tribe here. They're going to be cautious about it. Of a trophy system going down just to be sure that they do get the remaining time, and in doing so and fully committing to the last 10 to 15 seconds or so, Tribe have actually given up their rotation to LG. So we'll see how LG handle this one, but so far this has been a phenomenal start for Tribe, specifically for Raballo, who starts with 14 frags to his name between the first 2 hills.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you see this hit starting to come through. A lot of spread here from Luminosity. You have 2 players on the northern end trying to fight off 3 and 2 in the respective gunfights. 50 to 37 in that score, trying to mount back to an even kill in 50 for Luminosity Gaming. 49 seconds left on the hard point here, and you can see that pinch now starting to make its way through. They do get rid of the one who's on the op end, though, so now it's going to be a full flood from the front side. They're going to be able to break in here for just a moment, but a cruise missile over the top is going to be able to find Ban to trade back on the opposite end, but the equalizer has been popped, and now the claw comes out as well.
Here we go. Purifier from Band. What can he get done? That's the question. Only finds one. Light Snake from Raballo to take him down. On the other side, Sparrow from Slesfug is also shut down. It's time to use all of these specialists in the first couple of kills. And, well, not much on the side for Tribe now as they look to hold for the last 20 seconds. There will be one finally earned by Space here in the closing moments of this hill. Is there an investment from LG? That's the question for me. Washi going to try and jump down. This is so frustrating to look at for both sides. Really just like complete mess on that hill, but in the end, Tribe will be the ones to take down the last few seconds. So at the end of the hill, Alex, we see about a 30-point differential between these 2 teams. Not that different from what we saw at the end of P2, but it will be Tribe once again here touching first on P4.
Yeah, these 2 teams are incredible at hardpoint in their respective ways, but realistically, Tribe, this is their bread and butter. They're 12-2 on the mode from this last split, but kind of what I look at is that hardpoint differential, right? They almost have a 100-point differential. It's about sitting at 88 right now between the teams that they play, and if you're unaware of what that means that in each of the games that they win, they are pretty much beating every team that they play by around 88 points. Now, that's obviously not going to hold true at every stretch of the imagination, but here again, they're at least proving that early on by being up by 50 on a very strong and talented Luminosity Gaming roster, the team that we expect to be kind of the top dog coming into this tournament, the championship favorite for sure at the beginning here, but it's going to be the Sparrow out now here from LG. They've got this hill held down. 20 seconds, one more hit from Tribe.
Yeah, going to go straight into the Sparrow. Tectonic go, that's going to be the problem. Tectonic does find one. Solo is able to fly through and actually causes quite a bit of disruption towards this point. Tribe now looking to garner the last 10 seconds of time. They should actually be good for it, to be honest. And oh my goodness me, Space and Raballo here. They are spinning on towards these players. They fully carve a path out from P5 towards P1. And Raballo thinks now is the time to pre-fire with this War Machine. How much damage can he do? Quite a lot, it would seem. He reads the split spawns absolutely perfectly. Raballo finds yet another one. And why the heck not, as Raballo finally going to get cut down off the back of that spree. But the damage he does opens a doorway to Tribe here to try and contest LG.
He's also got some utility to work with, a Hunter Killer drone, but he's up to 23 kills now, 24. Leads the entire lobby at the moment. On the outside, Luminosity going to try and return the favor with the War Machine, but he gets shut down quickly. So, Envy, as he falls, Luminosity still regain control of P1. There's a few players now pushing in from the Tribe Gaming roster on the opposite end. You've got one up top. It's going to be Envy looking for one. You got Thug on the other side, who's trying to jump down, tries to find the shots on the one, and will be able to connect. 115 to 83. Tribe Gaming break back in. Luminosity on the refrag. 15 seconds should be a scrap.
Yeah, Tribe will be very happy with the time that they do get off the back of this P1 hill, but this is the moment where we really do start to turn our attention towards what they can produce for the rotation towards new. And right now, it is them in control of the spawns for next. Nice Thug just trying to keep an eye around P4 or P5, excuse me, to see what damage he can do before Luminosity can get a chance to look at this hard point. But Luminosity, they do have a couple of aces up their sleeve, one of which is playing number 4. He manages to make his way up the stairwell. Envy actually pushes all the way through as well, through a well-placed smoke, and now the spawns have indeed flipped. Luminosity spawning around the backline, now starting to push their way through, but Tribe, they will know about it. They'll have the L trigger looking that way.
And you've also got a Sparrow to work with as well. You know that there's one on the flank here, but you need to focus the front. You've done a great job at it so far. You've already cut 2 down from Luminosity. There's still a push coming through, and now the Sparrow on the back end should be able to clean it up, and will. Thug, beautiful with it, finds another. It'll run out. He's got a charge. Uses the top of the head glitch, but you'll pop the equalizers as well. You're only able to get 1 for it. Luminosity still here, but the numbers have now fallen. They break in with 25 left.
Yeah, Band decides now's the time to bring out what I think is a Purified. Just going to be sitting in the corner, waiting for Solo and Space to make their way through the doorwell. And yep, there it is. Band slides out for the second after Solo goes, so does Space. Luminosity know how important this time is to keeping themselves level with Tribe. And look at the spawn flip actually coming through for the last few moments of this hill as well. That is so beneficial to Luminosity in pretty much every single way. It's whether or not number 1 will anticipate a potential player who might have made their way through the fences. That's the question for me. Band already over here. Does he recognize it? No is the answer. Hunter Killer Drone might actually take that player down regardless, and indeed it does. Thug will be so annoyed there that he'd slip behind enemy lines, and yet still doesn't actually get anything for it. Ban. Going to be waiting for these players to come off the spawn. Trigger Discipline is actually in, so he's just going to go straight for the gunfight versus Space. The anticipated trade does come through from Raballo. And now here come Tribe on the offensive effort through fences. Thug, what can you do for us? Absolutely nothing. Vague and Envy going to take them down. Trade is there. Annihilator from Rehan. How much more damage can he do as they just look to hold this from fences side?
Yeah, there's not much you can do here. I mean, the push is still coming straight to the face. So, I mean, you have a War Machine pop. You still have your SMGs getting up close with everybody else. You have a Sparrow on the back end that's able to pop 3. You try to find number 4, and you do try to go for the team-wide MV over the top. It would help out Luminosity. What was a wonderful break from Tribe that took about 20 seconds to sit up, completely negated by one utility of the Specialist.
It's beautifully done. These Specialists can really make all the difference here in Call of Duty Mobile, and indeed it does right there. Tribe managing to garner the last few seconds of time. For the entirety of this game so far, more or less, it has been about a 40 to 30 point advantage for Tribe. Luminosity have not been able to close the gap whatsoever. As we move over towards the rock for the next tilt, Tribe look to touch it first once again. Solo has been flying about the map with his Switchblade, pre-firing every single angle a player could possibly be coming from. Is he going to anticipate the jump up though from Washi? That's the question for me, and no is the answer. Washi jumps up, manages to get that first frag, now space being cleared, and they'll know exactly where Tribe are spawning from. Washi finds yet another one. Utility being thrown out towards this point. Tribe, they're on the way.
Beg was able to find one around the corner, still has the equalizers out and in hand, ready for another push-up, but the Thug, it was the last time that LG were able to make the Sparrow work. This time, he's not able to find anything, trying to break in, still down by 30 points. LG here holding into contention in, but in the glitch spot there, not going to be able to find it. 30 points, still the deficit, but making their way back with another hit on the Loom.
Yeah, now they come from the other side, right? And Luminosity, the question becomes, do they recognize where they're coming from? Yep, they do. Envy with the double and Vague for number 3. Now the flip comes again. Tribe from the other side this time. Back and forth we go. Luminosity are just big chilling here for this one as Tribe continue to spawn from side to side. Predator missile investment does come down and takes out Rehan from the point. That might be the last 5 seconds if Tectonic does decide to jump on, but it doesn't matter anyway. As we go into the third and final set here, Alex, mate, Luminosity, they are just, what, 15 points behind or so? My maths is a bit terrible. Against Tribe, this is such a close hard point between these two teams. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, they've been scratching and clawing to find their way back in the game, but now it's going to be equalizers once again on the field. This time, it's going to be Solo trying to arch his way forward. Rihanna around the left side, trying to left trigger his way through it. As he hops down below him, you got a few more players here, but LG have done a great job of being able to hold this even contested inside of the middle of the map, but it's everybody who's fallen. Now the last player alive here for the side of LG, trying to make everything work, and Tectonic's able to find 2, finally gets traded out, but holds them there long enough for the reinforcements to get back. There's still 3 players here. Tribe hops down and below, Solo taken out, Thug taken out, Washi pops a triple, and now it's Luminosity who are going to try and hold the scrap.
Yeah, every single second you can get at this point, it's like gold dust. You have to try and grab it if you can. Luminosity going to send one last player. That's Washi to try and garner some time, or at the very least take it away from Tribe. And in the end, it doesn't work out. So Tribe, a tentative advantage going in towards the next hill, but it will be the team in blue. LG to touch first. Raballo has been an incredible player this entire game thus far, is not able to produce anything on this rotation. So Luminosity, a moment to breathe here. One by one, Tribe now going to try and go in for the point. Solo will actually find one up the stairwell, but no more than that. Through the smoke, can Raballo do anything here with this War Machine? No is the answer. Going to have to go in just with the Grow, and it's not going to happen. Luminosity hold for the moment.
It was 3 from the front, up the ramp, and then 1 from the side room. And they're able to control the Lambo just like that. You had to get on the power positions to try to go for the heady to get down the ramp, but you're not able to get the aim down sight. So Envy now trying to push his way back over. He's able to shut down the claw on the opposite end of the field. And now as one takes himself out with a streak at the same time, Luminosity all of a sudden has turned this game around, but you have to be aware of the pinch. The spawns are going to be close there as well. You need to get across the map as well for the next rotation.
Yeah, this is just incredible right now. Luminosity holding on towards this Lamborghini side. Solo now in for the double. Going to get burned in the end. So Tribe should grab the last 10 seconds. Once again, though, we look over towards fences. There is only one player at the moment contesting for that rotation. It was number 5 in Solo, and he gets shut down. So Luminosity, not only do they get the vast majority of time away from Lamborghini, but they should be the first team to touch over here. And it should be noted right now that not a single player has a specialist on the board going in towards this one. So it should all just be weapons. And as I say that, finally NV does actually earn his one. The War Machine is ready to go, but he gets shut down before he can use it.
Trying to fly in, and Raballo, he had a power position at the top. He just needed to stay alive. Got a bit over aggressive. I know he's got 48 in the map right now, trying to go for the 50, but it's Tribe Gaming who are able to break into the front. We've seen this multiple times. Luminosity going to try and refrag this back out, but there's power positions at the top end as well. You have Band up there, and Envy now trying to push his way forward. Band in the corner, gets 1, but it's not enough to break into the hill. 235, 226.
Yeah, Hunter Killer going to be in there. Will help Tribe Gaming out on this defense of the point. Just going to have to try and pre-fire through Tin if you can, but Smoke's now going to be out. This might be the opportunity for LD to slide through. Tectonic and Envy. Tectonic for the double, and now Rehan going to bring the Predator missile down from the sky. That should temporarily clear the point. Now Luminosity going to be back in after a wave of gunfights in their favor. There is not enough time on this hill anymore for either of these teams to close things out, and you can see the players now starting to realize that. Look at number 1, Band. He's already over there.
They've done the job, but he's looking the wrong way. He doesn't realize that it's going to be Raballo on the back end that's looking for him from behind. He's got the equalizers popped. He's able to find one. 242, 221. And all it's going to come down to is one last hit here from LG.
Here we go. One last hit from that right side. Can they get it done? All they've got to do is L-Trigger here, and the equalizers once again going to close things out alongside Rehan. What an incredible hard point to start off once again, back and forth. Every single hill was a contest fest, but in the end, it comes down to rock, and in the end, Tribe touch first, and they hold.
That was a pretty map there from Tribe from start to finish. Plenty of moments where we thought LG was going to be able to get that comeback started. There were so many sparks, ready opportunities for ignition to get that fire going. But LG on the back foot for most of that map. And again, it all came down to how useful those specialists were in multiple situations. You saw at the back end of P3, that big Sparrow play that gave LG that spark of life to allow them to get into that, hold the last 20 seconds. But it was that next rotation back over towards P4 in our second set of hard points that completely wiped it. Tribe was able to keep themselves in front, and every time you thought LG was going to be able to grab maybe 10, 15 seconds of the last scrap, you had 1 or 2 players from Tribe that would always be there just to be a nuisance on the hill, not allow them to get a few more points that could have potentially got them the win. They're able to hold there at the end, and those equalizers, they popped the double, and it was just pretty.
Yeah, just absolutely incredible play from really both of the teams, to be fair. I mean, you talk about it right. I mean, the fact that we had like a 40-point advantage for almost the entirety of the game from Tribe, basically off the very first hill of the game, right? And that just continued throughout the entirety. Every single hill was basically a 30-30 split. Really, the only difference maker and the way that Luminosity was able to get back in the game was the final Lamborghini hill, right? With the final P2, we saw Luminosity rotate early and really had the only convincing hold of any single hill from either team in the game. But Tribe managed to kind of battle things out on the rotation towards P3, and then, of course, P4, as we said, towards Rock. They hit it first. They managed to win crucial gunfights, and they get it done. A massive map in the best of 3 there as Hardpoint goes the way of Tribe. And why is it massive, you ask? When we talk about performance in Hardpoint, both of these teams are stellar Hardpoint rosters. But when we talk about Tribe in particular, Hardpoint is their bread and butter. They needed to win that here in this best of 3.
They absolutely did. And going into a Search and Destroy where Luminosity has been a great team throughout the entirety of the last few splits, it's going to be a very difficult challenge. Now, I will bring this up, Brody, because you brought it to my attention earlier beforehand. This is just happened today, right? You know, we had a couple games off stream for us, at least, that we weren't able to keep tabs on for the majority of the time. This Luminosity team already dropped a Search and Destroy today.
Yeah, they absolutely did. It was a 7-1, by the way, as well. So it wasn't just like, oh, you know, they lost a Search and Destroy, it went the distance, you know, we had to go to overtime. Unlike Luminosity, they did lose a Search and Destroy, which is insane to me. I almost question it in a way. You know, Slums, is it one of those ones that maybe Luminosity isn't as comfortable with? We look towards the regular season throughout Stage 4, and it looks as if they didn't even play it once. So it might be one of those things where it's like, maybe we can kind of afford to chuckle a search and destroy here.
Yeah.
Try and get a feeler for it in this game. But it's world champs. I mean, do you really want to be doing it? We've seen teams do it in the past. We've seen teams play vetoes like that. Maybe that was the thought process, but most certainly as we do go towards this search and destroy, it will leave a little bit of doubt in Luminosity's mind, even despite the fact that they are a great search and destroy team.
They are. And I will say this, Raballo, absolutely massive in that first hard point. Over 50 kills to go ahead and take the win. Plenty of times where I thought, hey, maybe he's just being a touch over aggressive, but we get to a meltdown search and destroy here. Bomb looking to make its way over towards this A site here early and often. As you see Ban trying to make his way up the middle of the map. Backs off, wait for a few stuns or nades that might come his way. But he's able to get back over towards A. Defense in firm control of it at the moment.
Yeah, meltdown search and destroy, it is worth saying, again, we mentioned it earlier on when we were talking about Mayhem. This is a map where LG did end up losing it to Mayhem back in the North American finals for the SPS. So, see whether or not Luminosity learned anything from that particular instance. But First Blood finally going down. Rehan going to catch Band off guard as he attempts to make his way through the middle zig. Now we'll see how that changes things for the offense here as Tribe have complete pick of the map. There's one player offering some resistance over by B. That's Envious. Now they go down. This bomb plant should be good.
You see the two players from Luminosity, they're so far split across. They're not even grouped up together to be able to try and take a one-on-two gunfight. Could come back to cost them. But you need to get aggressive. You need to find something. Space going to be in the top window there. You look down Zig, try to find some information, but you haven't been able to find anybody just yet. Nobody from the side of Tribe Gaming even going to offer a shoulder to try and check. Last one alive is going to be Tectonic in a 1v5, and this seems like it's an almost impossible situation. Stair glitch won't work this time.
Oh, Tectonic! All right. Just calm down here, buddy. We're not going to win the round. You can give us some snazzy shots, though, at the end to at least make us think they might. See, 1v5 is not possible for Tectonic there, and in that round, I think kind of flashbacks to what we saw from LG versus Mayhem in that North American finals, where LG lost control of the B bomb site and couldn't garner it back. It is very, very difficult. We will say that much. If you get bombed down at B, it's so difficult to make your way through the choke points that regain control of the site, and that's where you're going to see this right here, this offensive effort from Tribe. They know how important to get control early is. Big 1v1 against Vague up top would be nice if you could win it, but just make sure you concentrate on getting this bomb down now, and that's why Solo is going to try and achieve it, because it could go down by the stairs.
And that's great movement. You not only throw a couple shoulders around, but you get great information that Band's also going to be in the middle of the map. So now that you have two players of information of Luminosity on the back end, playing on the defensive side, trying to prevent this bomb from going down, you can just fly to the middle of the map and try to find one here. 3 fires, shots to the left corner, not going to be able to connect, and somehow Band walks away with a kill. That's going to give the side of Luminosity the advantage, and now it's a 4v2.
My guy was on like the tiniest shred of health. Just about got away with that kill. Literally gets away with murder, but Rehan comes out with the deagle. Finds 2. And makes this a plausible situation. Rehan in the end does go down though. Now brings it down to a 1v1. Should be said, if Tribe win this round, they owe a lot of it to Rehan. And this is a route now coming through from Ban. Decides to get the hell out of dodge. Repositioning what seems to be a potential play over by A. But that's not the play for space whatsoever. He just did not know very clearly that the bomb was sat there around the B site.
It's going to be a long walk back over towards the site as well. So a difficult retake that is going to be hampered a bit by the time. Should be able to make it work, but that sniper out. Potentially look over the middle of the map. Could prove to be deadly. Flank now coming around the back inside. Gonna think better of it as he challenges back down mid lane. Space with the sniper though, looking for the 1v.
In the nest, he spotted him. Target acquired, and Space pops the head just like that. These snipers are so deadly here in COD Mobile, and that is exactly why. Once again, Tribe win out, this time down to a 1v1, and I mentioned it in the middle of the round. If Rehan doesn't pop off in the way that he does with the Deeg, they are not winning that round ever. So Tribe come out on top there. A round they are going to be shouldn't have won. Luminosity, we'll see if they can reset themselves going into round number 3. 3-2 split on the defense. Bomb once again going to be for Tribe.
See that sniper wanting to get in the bower position. Looks over towards A, doesn't spot anything out just yet. Try to get a wide view of the map to see if anybody on the offensive side would get a bit aggressive. You can see the defense of how they're trying to play this right now. Nothing over towards A, trying to make sure they set their fences up towards B. Right now, a very passive offensive play coming out from the Tribe Gaming roster. You can see the sniper of Space trying to work his way over towards A. Doesn't want to get too aggressive, though. Be very difficult to play with a sniper around this A site.
He's checking every single corner. There isn't actually anybody in here whatsoever, so doesn't need to be quite so pertinent on the sweep and clears, but he's still doing it. You know, I respect it. Respect the patience from Space.
Oh, did you not see the gun?
it's not too important, to be fair. I mean, he can just find his way up towards top office. But I was going to say, like, at the very least here, the fact that he clears A, they now know they can get the bomb down for free.
Team going to be there. Plant going to get down. 45 seconds, the timer for Luminosity to get back across the map. Space is in a wonderful position. Can watch the middle of the map through the cross of mid. You got, oh, I think he spotted Veg down towards the middle as well. He saw one top window as well. Oh, this is going to be so difficult if it's trying to get across the middle, but they take him down, and if he gets him with the... Oh, no.
Solo just waiting. There we go. Nicely done from Solo. Activates the right time. Players now coming on the flank. They've already found one, and they should know where Solo is as well. The repositioned around the back. Cloud of Tectonic once again. Doubles up for a retake. Goodness me, that is so well played from Luminosity to get retake on this. I mean, again, retakes on this map are so difficult to pull off.
Yeah. They are, but I mean, I just go back to Space. Playing so aggressive towards the top there. You know that they're going to try and challenge across. I don't know if I love the play getting so aggressive there. You could have thrown a shoulder. There's a lot of ways you could have movement in and around that and just tried to make sure you get that pick off, or at least give the information that the team is starting to fly across. It doesn't delay the push, doesn't do anything. Solo already finds himself dead. The R9 up close from Veg. He's going to allow the side of LG to have the advantage once again. They run up close. The R9 once again traded out. But the bomb has worked in day.
Yeah, and I was going to say this is worst case scenario now, because now you've dropped the bomb right down in the site. You have no choice but to try and put yourself out of position to retrieve it. And oh, goodness me, Van has just cooked Rehan. And now it's a 1v4 for Space. Sniper rifle in hand, has the LCAR as the backup weapon, but still, big problem for him. He's got to go retrieve the bomb. And these players are just going to be packed up inside office. To be fair, there is a chance here for Space to do something nice.
He's got to be able to find one on the back end, though. Van could be the first one up for a challenge. Snipe not going to work there. Misses it wide leftward to Cody Parkey. We're back tied up at 2 apiece.
Last couple of rounds from Luminosity who really have just been sublime, and very often it's coming down to these fast-paced offensive jousts that Luminosity win. Certainly in that last round, Tribe didn't really know what to do as soon as they didn't win the initials on the approach towards A, and now the strategy seems to have changed quite significantly. More even spread across the board here on the offensive line. They're not committing to anything just yet. If they could maybe get the opening frag, perhaps on towards number 5, Washi, B would be open. But maybe it all comes down to this as well. Space going to try and think of Vague, and up close and personal, Sniper Rifle is just not going to cut it against Vague.
And it's weird, right? You defaulted to that play twice now. It worked the first time, but I mean, so aggressive so early on in the round with the sniper in towards A. Not a big fan of the gunfight, I'll just be honest. But I mean, Washi still has an opportunity here. You still have a couple of players with you. You have your teammates alive. Plug is not going to challenge that over towards the left side or towards the top end. With Washi playing the angle that he's in, he's getting aggressive with the sniper, going to try and force his way up the map. This is going to force Tribe to back off just a touch and have to be aware of a flank.
Yeah, it does really feel like Vey could be the player. He's already done quite a lot of damage this round thus far. It would blow this play wide open if it's going to be anybody for LG. And I like this from LG, just generally speaking. They're not giving anything away for free. They're playing patiently. They're waiting for somebody like that, Rehan, to make them move forward. Tribe their own worst enemy at this point. Because how do you handle a round where LG are not giving you anything away for free? Now on the flank, Vague might have some free frags. Indeed he does. There's one. There's Thug. Good luck, buddy.
First one lined up, second one there. Ban good trade. You had the R9 on the flank as well. There was just really no way to get out of that. So a good collapse from LG. I mean, hey, they've already won 2 more rounds than they did in the first Search and Destroy they played today. So it's always a W. This is the map that they need. Stay alive, stay undefeated inside of the Swiss bracket portion. We know how important it is for that seeding to get as high of a seed as possible. So 1 loss doesn't feel like the end of the world, but it certainly could be, depending on who you face up in that bracket. Depending on the other teams as well. Nades galore all over the place. Lots of audio cues to be spoken of. With a minute 38 in the round here, trades go back and forth. It's pinstripe kill feed.
Yeah, Band needs to try and play his life as long as possible here. It was a good effort there. I think it was from Band and Vague to make that flank happen, but both end up falling. And now the retake feels a little weak. Both of these players are split from one another. Do you really want to waste time in this situation, bringing yourselves together, or do you want to just try and hit this simultaneously? Washi tries through the middle of the map. That's actually fine Raballo, but Solo rightfully should trade things off. Now Tectonic, he's got some disgusting two pieces so far in this tournament. Finds one, but there's a second there where you're like, nah, he's not doing this. He's got to look into two different directions at once. He finds that first kill, and there's a split second in between him getting that kill and his death where you think, hey, this is actually possible, but no. 3-3 then, as we move in towards the offensive rounds for Luminosity. Where do they go with this bomb?
It's a side swamp, but it looks like, at least for now, the preliminary push is going to be over towards that south side B bomb. There's only one person here to stop this at the moment from Tribe, and that's going to be Space with the sniper. He's been deadly with it so far. Make you pay if you get it too aggressive with it. Ban on the staircase. Has a nade cooked up. Is Ban going to be aware of it? Shouldn't take him out for the moment. Does have that Fennec to work with, though. So if he is able to get up close, it's going to be great, but the bomb goes down to B with no contention at all.
Well, Ban is actually going to get taken down from Rehad. It's a little bit out of the action, but at the very least, it will help the numbers somewhat on this retake. Will stop them from being flanked on the retake. And yet still, that play that happened all the way towards the offensive spawn is just not helpful whatsoever. Last couple of players here, Raballo in Space, just walking straight into pre-aim. Space does find one. You've got to go now. Not much really time on the board here. Raballo slides towards the bomb in an attempt to grab it. Not going to happen. Space with the attempt at the quickscope. His also falters. And LG, again, proving what I said basically at the beginning of the search and destroy. You get the bomb down on B and everything becomes so much easier.
Yeah, and not to say that it's like an easy read, but like one of the things that you have to realize, like, okay, LG is not sending a lot of presence over towards that A site on the defensive end. They're probably going to send it towards B early on. They feel more comfortable over on that side of the map. That south side, they feel very good there. They feel like they're able to move around a bit more. They feel confident taking those gunfights. And the fact that they only send one person there with a sniper, yeah, sure, a pick could have been great. But now you have to kind of reel off the back end of that and say, okay, now we have to kind of play the map a bit differently, try to spread it out a bit different. They've got a 2-2 split now to the middle of the map and up at A. You still got Space down here with the sniper in hand, but a slow push from Luminosity. They've already got a number knocked off the board in a 4 versus 5. They got to move. They got some time to work with.
Yeah, I think Tribe will be kind of wiping the sweat off their brow here that they did manage to take out Vague from the beginning of this round, because Luminosity now kind of feel like they're stuck in the mud somewhat. Where do they go? Feels like it's definitely hankering for an A push, and as Ban takes down Solo through in the middle of the map now, a little bit of noise towards mid-map might actually be the play for Luminosity to try and use the smoke and mirrors to make a push over towards B. But yet still, even with that frag, they are not quite comfortable with ruffling the feathers of Tribe. They want more. They want one more frag, and then they'll make the move.
I like this play from Luminosity here. You have a lot of room to work with. If you get one pick on either the north or south side of the map, you're pretty much golden to start rotating over, and Washi's able to hop up, find the snipe. Beautiful shot there. That's difficult to do. But now as you slide back over towards A, you realize you have the number advantage here. You could probably get this down.
You could see that from Washi right there, mate. You could see it. It was just like, hey, I spotted a player. I'll just go for that cheeky little kill. And that has well opened the door here for Luminosity to get the bomb down. Washi is going to get taken down. Let's didn't realize what was happening inside his own home. And now they've been pushed out, evicted from the A-bomb site. In the middle of the map. Tectonic might be able to catch these guys off guard on the retake. Actually, no, from the smoke. Space will take him down. Now the numbers in favor of Tribe for this retake. Laying down. Envy, can he get these guys for the 2-piece? Only finds one.
Off the back.
And now it's all on Ban for the 1v2. He's made the wrap back around through the middle of the map, and will Tribe expect this?
They're not on the bomb just yet. He's going to be able to get shots onto one. Now it's a 14-second time gap. You either have to find the kill or go for the defuse, and now you're going to have to do both. Not enough time to really make your way around. Space finds him. Ban runs away. Knows he can't hop it. He's got the time and his advantage. The smoke is there. The shots are good, and he gets them off the bomb. Luminosity, their 5th round of the game.
Oh, Ban, that is a 100 IQ play. Is 100 a high IQ? I don't know. A high IQ play. What just incredible, man. I mean, like, getting the smoke, just throwing out towards the stairwell, that makes the last remaining player think that's where that player's coming from. It's going to come straight from the smoke. Instead, wraps back around through the other entry point and catches the player off guard. Checks the bomb. Beautifully done there. Ban.
Ooh.
Incredible 1 versus 2, and now LG just 2 rounds away from victory. On the offense, this is very aggressive, fast and furious. Inside this reactor, they're going to get the bomb down.
It was aggressive, but this forced Tribe to back all the way off. They had 2 players pressed up immediately. They said, hey, we got to tuck tail, we got to dip out of you. And now Rehan with a sniper has to play on this staircase. He's got a very difficult gunfight against the Fennec here if he wants to try and get aggressive up the ladder, but now it's going to be the smoke that's out. The re-hit from the middle of the map trying to come through. The only one that's here really for an opportunity is going to be Rehan trying to push forward, but now it's a double trade. 3 versus 3 around the left-hand side. Ban's able to find another one, and now it's just 2 players remaining on the side of Tribe Gaming. 15 seconds left. Space finds one, but they've got no time to work with.
1v3, just not going to happen there from Tribe. And once again, it continues to prove the rule that we've been saying time and time again here on Meltdown. You get the bomb down, and it becomes significantly harder to retake the site, especially when you've already been pushed out of it. Luminosity, they are feeling so hot at the moment, and why wouldn't you be? The way that they've been taking these sites with ease. Coming into their offensive efforts, it was 3-3. They've won every single offensive round since. Tribe need to stop them right here, right now. Otherwise, we'll be going in towards a game number 3 control. And just like in every single round so far, they have given full control away of the site towards LG.
And we saw this exact same hit the last time. Space was the only one here, had to play so far back because he had no other teammates there. LG just get pushed up for free. They've already got the bomb down, and now you have to find all 5 kills. And another one is Washi with the sniper on a nasty head glitch is going to be able to take down Space.
It's like a 2-2 or 2-1-1 split here for Tribe on the retake. I haven't got the numbers, so you're going to have to try and perhaps go for some bait and switch plays. Rehan going to start things strong with Envy going down. Solo going to take Ban down as well. And actually now the numbers flipping back in favor of Tribe here, but not a lot of time to make this happen amongst the chaos. What's going to go down? Washi going to switch over towards the pistol. Is it good enough? Now Tectonic for the 1v3. All he's got to do is stop this defuse. Slide out. Does he get the kill? He gets the kills! Tectonic for 3! That is insatiable from Tectonic to close out the round. You see it there in the closing moments. Tribe, they leave it just a little bit too late. You know it's going to be chaotic retake, and Tectonic makes the best of the situation.
Well, simply put, you can't let that happen. I mean, you got the one guy weak. He's sliding around for the challenge on the corner. You did everything that you needed to do. You got the bomb site clear. You broke almost an unretakeable site. You're on it. You're sticking it. It was a very, very, very close call on time. I don't know if we would have gotten it. It would have been damn close. Probably a 0.2 second gap there. But regardless, you had all the X's and O's made out. You made the play. You executed on it well. And then all you needed to do if you're the last alive there, not on the bomb, is find that one-on-one. And the guy with like 20 HP is able to not only find the first blood around the corner, but is able to get the diffuser right before it possibly could have came through. So, a heartbreak there in the round, but LG were able to win 4 straight on the offensive side. That's just something that simply cannot happen, specifically on Meltdown, where it can be so difficult at times to take sites over on the offensive end. The defense needed to hold strong there, and unfortunately it didn't for the Tribe. So in a game that LG needed to win to at least give themselves an opportunity to force a control and stay undefeated, they do. We go to a control now, and this series has been fantastic. Pretty much just like, loops and mayhem.
Yeah, I mean, this entire tournament so far, mate, has been utterly fantastic. Every single game that we've watched has offered us some kind of surprise or just an excellent matchup all around. And this one is, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, I should say, no different. I mean, you get a matchup of LG versus Tribe, a rematch from the NA Stage 4. I just don't think it's a surprise to see this kind of competitiveness coming through. And now we go into control. And this is where things do get interesting because, we talked about kind of the way in towards this series for Tribe. And it definitely felt like they had to win the hard point. And to me, at least, you had to win the search and destroy because the control is where LG really do stand out. I mean, they are just phenomenal on control. We go back towards the NA finals, the way in which they were able to clutch up in a round 5 versus Mayhem, and it was just insane specialist usage coming out from players such as Marshy. Honestly, I cannot wait to see the way in which they kind of come out to play here in this control because they've got such a varied map pool on as well. It definitely feels like Tribe are up against it.
Yeah, it does. And I think, I guess just talking on the Luminosity side, right? They have been I guess the scariest team to play in Respawn throughout the entirety of the last few splits. Obviously, not only taking 3 straight first places in multiple events, but the fact that you have the composure to be able to do that throughout not only a 5-game series, but even in a best of 3. They've already clutched up once today. They have an opportunity to do the same thing here once again. But Tribe is a different beast than what you played in the first round. Sure, you lost a 1-7 search and destroy. It was a bad game, but you come back. You bounce back, you're able to make the adjustments you needed to on a map that you're familiar with. You're going to any map that you're familiar with here. You'd rather not play standoff, but hey, if Ray comes in the rotation, you're feeling quite comfortable with it. I think there's a lot of opportunity here for LG to be able to clutch up on it, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Tribe. I'll be honest.
You just wish you were that photogenic as LG.
I do.
Yeah, look into the camera like that. When I look into the camera, it scares people. It's like I'm looking into their soul. Like
that's why your camera's turned off today.
Yeah, it is. It's like, we can't do that. We can't be having that. Not today. Anyway, folks, this has been wonderful so far. We've thoroughly enjoyed watching these games. Game number 3 control. is coming up next. And tell you what, we don't even have to wait for it that long. It's straight into Crossroads Strikes. We love Crossroads. It was a game mode that came in all the way at the beginning of Black Ops Cold War for Alex and I, and we loved watching every single second of it. Well, we did, of course. It got removed pretty quickly.
I was gonna say, it got ripped from us.
Yeah, it did. But it also is pretty good for LG because they haven't lost it yet in Stage 4. So this should be interesting to see whether or not Tribe can hand in their first loss in a very important match here in Swiss.
It's a very small map, very close quarter. The problem is, though, is a lot of the times you'd imagine that a spawn trap could be relatively easy to set up. The big problem with that, though, is because of how small the map is, there's a lot of ways that you can get outside of your spawn. Lots of great power positions here up towards that bottom right portion of the mini-map. You've got that tank. You've got the sandbags hop up as well to get on. But right now, it's Tribe Gaming who are down 5 lives. Luminosity have done a great job on the defensive end.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Luminosity just keeping Tribe away from this point for the moment now, and they're starting to encroach as well. Vague pushing all the way through towards the defensive side building. Going to be annoying with the shotgun. There's another one. Vague, nicely done. Looking for some more frags here, trying to get up close and personal. And you need to get players out of these positions. You know that Vague is going to be a problem unless you're moving from this, and he just continues to be so. That's now 4 in a row for Vague. How much more damage he can do. Look for number 5. Rihan just outside. There's 5. Surely not number 6. Misses a split. Misses the second as well. And finally, Rihan takes him down. Not before his streak can be accrued, but nonetheless, that was a lot of damage there.
It was a lot of damage, and this round is essentially over. You've only got 15 seconds, really no progress on the A or the B zone. Sure, you've got the clock stalled out for now, but you've only got 7 lives remaining. The defense is doubled up on you. So if Solo wants to push forward, that's great. We have a power position there. It's a very difficult spot to be able to run into because Washi's got power plays. Now he's going to be able to slide into the hill for a challenge. Space going to be there. He gets taken out. Now you're down to 4 lives. Now 3 lives remaining and 13 seconds on the clock that continues to drain.
Yeah, this just feels like such a dominant round. The only real way to win this now...
Great shots.
There's just nothing you can do. Tectonic is just shredding. Rabala is the last one left alive. This round was done, I think, about 30 seconds ago. And yeah, it really just goes to show when you're on the defensive side how oppressive you can be by getting yourself in towards the buildings, continuing to be an annoyance by finding time against players coming off the spawn. Crossroads Strikes is a very, very small map, and there is not a lot of room to breathe on it. You need to make sure you get rid of those players from the power positions. Luminosity doing such a stellar job in round number 1. Now, though, we switch sides for round number 2, and Space doing exactly what was just done to them in the prior round. We're going to continue to see this. Don't be surprised, folks.
Oh, Washi there. Rabala, though, able to at least knock LG back a bit. I was going to say, like, it'll be interesting to see how much of a difference it makes here on the offensive side, though, because, like, that was a very dominant round on defense, but that's what you come to expect on Crossroads Strike. Turnaround not going to happen. Rihan was a bit weak, though, on the opposite end, so it could have been a deadly challenge there for a moment. Walks away with it. This is an 8-life advantage now for the defensive team. They've only lost 1 life in this round.
Yeah, this is the problem again with offenses here on Crossroads Strike. So oppressive to deal with. That being said now, the one way you can get out is by utilizing your specialists, and Envy's going to bring the War Machine out to try and garner some space. Now, the first real offensive effort from LG, it's a bit of a split one. One player on B is going to be shut down now. A lot of this effort actually happening over by A. That's going to be Vague and Tectonic, the players, to try and put that pressure into something of actual note. Nothing just yet. You've still got players hanging around the middle of the map, and that's the primary concern here, is we have an 8-life differential between these two teams.
Try to go for the ricochet up in the top of the building. Luckily enough, though, there was nobody up there, so he was able to push forward just a touch more. I mean, Space has taken so much ground at this left side of the map that, realistically speaking, Luminosity, they are just completely stalled out right now. They can't get anything going. It's another round where it looks very similar to what we saw the last time. Offense not able to get any sort of momentum going. They can't even touch that A zone, and good luck even trying to get it back over towards B without any sort of progress at A. You're going to be spawning deep inside of the spawn, even though it's a close map. 17 seconds left. First tick of progress, sure, but now you're down to 5 lives. No respawns remaining.
Yeah, the story has just been the exact same in the first couple of rounds here. Defense wins out, and by quite a large margin. Envy and Band going to come through for 3. Maybe that's some room that you've just bought. If you can maybe garner a tick, of course, these ticks will matter for a prospective round number 5. It would be nice, but just no time. Didn't want to give away the kills for a potential tiebreak as well. And again, as I said, mate, I mean, these rounds, the first 2 so far, have been completely exactly the same. Defense winning out, and it's not close either.
It's not. And now I guess the question becomes like, okay, if you are LG, you know how difficult that offensive attempt was. Do you invest the specialists here? Do you try to get a quick round on the board for yourselves? Or do you maybe save them for later? Well, Meg's going to answer the question quite quickly. Going to pop the equalizers, get back around over towards A, able to find one. And sort of the top building, you also have space there as well to work around. But realistically, you're just kind of waiting here for another assault back over towards the A point. Nobody going towards B. Veg might be able to make the difference once again.
And just got shut down by Rebalo there. So that's nice. If you're a Tribe, you've got rid of the player that was the immediate problem. Now your next problem will be Envy and Tectonic that are trying to hold on towards that A side. Worth saying, to be fair, you make a concerted effort here, you might be able to get a tick on the board to match what Tribe, or LG, excuse me, did in that prior round. Here we go. Equalizers out for Solak. On the other side, Tectonic with the Sparrow. Washi going to bring out his Annihilator as well. These are the times when these specialists become all the more important to make sure that capture does not go through. And indeed, that's exactly what happens. Tectonic now continuing to be oppressive with the Sparrow. Finally, it's going to go away, but it does the job. It clears the space through the middle.
LG shut down the equalizer on the offensive side. Tribe could have been deadly there. Potentially could have gotten maybe a tick or two of progress on that A zone if they were able to keep it up. But LG noticed it. They make quick work to shut it down, and now Ban has an opportunity for a flank here. 3 players lined up in front of him. Shots into the first are going to be good. The second one there for the challenge is able to snap to it, but the quick respawn there are going to be able to shut it down. Still a 6 life advantage now for the defensive team, but it's a few kills that go the way of Tribe. The spawns are going to be deep. They could find themselves a bit of progress on A.
Yeah, now you've actually got some kills in your favor. You might as well just go for it. Go for the stack if you can. And that's just not going to happen. Hunter Killer Drone going to take down Thug, and space going to fall as well. 5 seconds now on the clock. Perhaps Rihan can do something in the closing moments of the gaze. Go to the slides, take a kill on towards Vague. That's not going to happen. The trades are looking pretty good, though, but that War Machine from Envy is just so frustrating to deal with. It has a massive area of effect, and trust me, Solo and Thug, they felt that there towards the end as Luminosity, once again, proving what has been the rule so far in this Crossroads strike control. The defense is too powerful.
I mean, when you have everybody grouped up, the War Machine becomes the most deadly specialist on this map. I mean, the Annihilator, Equalizers, even the Purifier, they have their time to shine on other maps, but this map is second to none where that War Machine will come into play. So if you can save that for your offensive hit, try to make some work out of it, awesome. If you're not able to do that, that's also cool too. But right now, Luminosity have done a great job of being able to get a few kills off the board, but they need to be aware of the flank that comes through. Rihan's able to find a double there as well. They still got a player on this A zone trying to go ahead. A tick of progress at least is good for now. 3 lives of separation, and Tribe Gaming on the defensive end holds strong.
Yeah, again, as far as I'm aware, COD Mobile is exactly the same as regular COD, where it's just like the ticks do matter. So getting any tick of progression on either of these 2 points will decide who gets the round number 5 defense. Luminosity already getting 1 over towards A. They're working well on their way to getting the second as well. Envy has done a ton of effort over by there and continues to do so as well. Hold your horses for a second here, folks, because it looks like we might have our first capture. And as I say it, finally off the spawn comes Thug to pick up the double that will stop B from going the way of LG, but they've put a lot of stock into this round, and this is really the first round so far for the offense where they don't feel like they've been totally oppressed inside their spawn.
They're going to spawn deep left. And there's going to be a very big power position here coming for just a moment, and Tectonic is going to realize that. Rihan's able to jump down from behind, but Ban's going to be on the spawn side, able to get shots onto one, but the second one going to spawn on the back end, and they've got everybody trying to focus themselves. But now it's an offensive hit where you have a 4 life advantage. All that remains is 1 tick of progress over on B. This could be the game here for Luminosity.
Yeah, they've got a lot of space. Rebalo is going to be stunned up here. Should be able to recover in time. Never mind, actually, Tectonic's going to bring that Sparrow out. Can he do any more damage with it? It's going to be the question for me. Space on the other side, but the Claw will actually find the double. Redeploying it out, but the player just going to be laying down on the other side. Can he find the frag? There it is. Going to hold on here for the moment. 9 versus 4, though. The lives are the problem for Tribe. Can they hold on?
They need to go. And right now, Luminosity in the driver's seat. Once again, the War Machine goes big and Vague. The equalizer, 1 player left, and it's Thug on the side of Tribe. Has to turn around, but the equalizer spray around the corner is going to be good. Vague, who's been the man for LG throughout the entirety of the series, will put the final cap on it. A 3-1 win in the control on a crossroads strike will allow them to stay undefeated in the Swiss.
Incredible. I mean, look, we had a status quo that was there for basically the first 3 rounds of that control. We wondered when finally it would break. And in the end, it comes down to really a concerted effort from LG to not just put all their effort into one of these points, but at the same time go for both, really split the difference there for the defensive side. They were not ready for it whatsoever, and that's going to be so frustrating for Tribe to deal with, the way in which we continue to see LG just batter them on the offense during that round number 4. Just a great effort all around. Great utilization, it should be said. As I said before we got into it, of the specialist weapons as well.
It got close, though, for LG. there was a couple moments where you thought maybe this team could potentially falter. That first Hacienda hardpoint, Tribe came out the gate swinging, were able to make some big swing plays at the end of the game that allowed them to recap that advantage and finish it off strong. But really, I think where the series kind of took that turning point was that search and destroy. Tribe, they wanted to make that mode stick. They wanted to be able to work it. It's one of their weaker modes across the board. The respawns are really where they do work. But unfortunately for them, LG was able to make it a 7-3. You thought on the defensive end it was going to be another round where they could win it, and then tiebreakers would have been what came into question for potential round 5. But LG, on the offensive end, they win the gunfights where they need to. They started to break out towards that left side of the map, get that B control, and I feel like that's really where the momentum started to shift. Once everybody on Tribe started shifting all of their focus on A, and only one person was able to be there for B, you were able to get that power position set up, you got top money control, and then pretty much the rest was history.
Yeah, for sure. Well, incredible series here for game number 3. LG going to come out on top 2-1 over their opposition, and they remain undefeated here in the Swish as they go 2-0. They are undefeated, but there are some teams who have suffered defeat. They're currently 0-1. We're going to await the next game. I believe that is going to be Kings Clan versus Godlike. That's up next here for the Swiss bracket. Don't go far, folks. We're back after this break.